Bruno Fernandes transfer twist. Ruben Amorim urges Manchester United to resist Saudi offer. Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes is at the center of a high-stakes transfer saga, with Saudi Arabian giants Al Hilal making a sensational offer that could see the Portuguese star walk away from Old Trafford for good. Reports reveal that Fernandes' agent, Miguel Pinho, has held detailed discussions with Al Hilal officials, with a staggering £700,000 per week offer on the table. If accepted, the deal would earn Fernandes close to £100 million over 3 years, a life-changing sum that he is reportedly giving serious consideration. In addition to the massive financial incentive, the deal could see Fernandes reunite with fellow Portuguese stars Ruben Neves and potentially Cristiano Ronaldo. This move would not only be a boost for the Saudi Pro League, but a significant blow to Manchester United, who face mounting pressure to balance their finances following a disappointing season that saw them miss out on European qualification for the first time in over a decade. Despite the enticing nature of the deal, United manager Ruben Amorim has made his stance clear. Following the club's 3-1 win over Hong Kong during their post-season Asia tour, a game in which Fernandes featured for the first 45 minutes, Amorim responded to speculation surrounding the midfielder's future. "I don't think so. I don't know for sure. Nobody knows, but I don't think so," Amorim said, when asked if fans had seen Fernandes' last appearance in a United shirt. Amorim, who is known for his straight-talking style, hinted that Fernandes is still committed to the project at Manchester United. "I think he is seeing us taking some actions to change all the things, and I think he saw that, and I think he wants to stay," he added. The Portuguese manager emphasized Fernandes' desire to win and his belief that the midfielder belongs in the Premier League, widely regarded as the most competitive football league in the world. When questioned whether United could afford to reject a £100 million offer for a player who is now 30, Amorim was firm. "Yes, we can find another way to earn money," he stated, acknowledging the financial pressure but reinforcing the importance of keeping key players. He also highlighted that while the final decision ultimately rests with the player, discussions between them have given him the impression that Fernandes wants to remain at Old Trafford. Amorim's comments reflect the tension between financial pragmatism and sporting ambition. With the club in transition and under increasing scrutiny from fans and pundits, selling Fernandes would be seen by many as a step backward, especially given his status as captain and consistent performer. Still, the scale of the offer from Al Hilal may test the resolve of both the club and the player. As the summer transfer window heats up, all eyes will be on Fernandes and Manchester United. Whether they can resist Saudi millions or lose another star to the Middle East remains to be seen. Erik ten Hag eyes Manchester United duo in Bayer Leverkusen transfer raid. Erik ten Hag is wasting no time in shaping his new squad at Bayer Leverkusen and has turned his attention to his former club Manchester United as he seeks reinforcements for the Bundesliga side. Recently appointed as head coach following Xabi Alonso's move to Real Madrid, Ten Hag is reportedly interested in a double swoop for United players Antony and Alejandro Garnacho, both of whom appear to have uncertain futures at Old Trafford. The Dutch manager returns to top-flight management after being dismissed by Manchester United in October following a poor start to the 2024-25 season. Despite the sour end to his time in Manchester, Ten Hag remains keen to recruit from his former club, capitalizing on United's willingness to offload players after their disastrous 15th-place finish in the Premier League and failure to qualify for European competition. According to German outlet Kicker, Leverkusen's board is discussing the possibility of bringing both Antony and Garnacho to the Bay Arena. The interest comes at a time when United are open to offers for nearly all of their squad, with new boss Ruben Amorim looking to revamp the team after a turbulent campaign. A deal for Brazilian winger Antony appears the more feasible of the two. The 24-year-old spent the second half of the season on loan at Real Betis, where he reportedly showed flashes of the form that earned him an £82 million move to Manchester United from Ajax under Ten Hag's reign. Now deemed surplus to requirements by Amorim, United are eager to cash in on a player who never fully met expectations at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Garnacho's situation is more complex. Once seen as a bright young prospect, the Argentine winger has reportedly fallen out of favor under Amorim. Tensions rose after he reacted poorly to being left on the bench during the Europa League final defeat to Tottenham and was then excluded from the matchday squad against Aston Villa on the final day of the season. Although he joined United's post-season tour in Asia, his presence has done little to quash speculation surrounding his future. Napoli had previously seen a bid for Garnacho rejected in January and are believed to still be interested. However, Ten Hag's relationship with the player and his knowledge of Garnacho's potential may give Leverkusen an edge if they decide to pursue a deal. Amorim, when asked about Garnacho's involvement in the tour, dismissed concerns by stating that it was normal for squad members to travel, even if they are likely to leave. However, his attempt to suppress a laugh when teammate Ahmad was asked about Garnacho's future suggested the writing may be on the wall. Ahmad himself expressed hope that Garnacho would stay, saying, "Alejandro is a really good player, and we need good players in the team. I know Garna really well, so I hope to have Garna next season." As Ten Hag begins his Leverkusen tenure, a double raid on Old Trafford could mark the beginning of a busy summer, with Manchester United bracing for major changes and further departures. Sheikh Jassim rules out renewed Manchester United takeover bid after disastrous season. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani has officially given up on any future attempts to acquire Manchester United following a season described as one of the worst in the club's modern history. The Qatari banker, who previously led a £4.79 billion bid to buy the club through his 9-2 Foundation, is reportedly no longer interested in reviving his takeover plans after the team's dismal performance and the complications faced during negotiations with the Glazer family. Manchester United's 2024-25 campaign ended in catastrophe. Despite securing a narrow win over Aston Villa in their final match, the result did little to ease the frustration of supporters. The club finished a shocking 15th in the Premier League, a position unthinkable for a team of United's stature. Their failure extended to European competition as well, with a bitter defeat in the Europa League final at the hands of Tottenham Hotspur, confirming they would go without a trophy and miss out on European football altogether next season. Fan protests have continued to grow louder throughout the season. Around 1,000 supporters marched to Old Trafford before the final game, voicing their opposition to the Glazer ownership and calling for change. Inside the stadium, banners were unfurled and chants rang out against both the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who bought a 25% stake in the club earlier in the year. Sheikh Jassim's withdrawal from the takeover process last year came after claims that his consortium failed to provide sufficient proof of funds, despite making one of the highest bids for full ownership of the club. Since then, Ratcliffe and his company Ineos have stepped in, purchasing a minority stake valued at £1.25 billion. That deal effectively valued the club at £5 billion and gave Ratcliffe control over football operations. Although there had been reports as recently as December suggesting Sheikh Jassim remained interested in purchasing the club outright, sources now say that interest has completely cooled. According to the Daily Mail, the Qatari camp sees little to no possibility of a successful takeover, given the current ownership structure and the way negotiations were handled previously. Sheikh Jassim is still a United fan, a Qatari advisor was quoted as saying earlier. But there is no rush to pursue another Premier League club. If the chance to buy United arises again in the future, the interest might return, but not anytime soon. The focus now shifts to manager Ruben Amorim, who described the season as a disaster during his final post-match address. Despite his struggles, he retains the board's support for now, but the pressure to turn results around will be immense heading into the new season. With Ineos showing no signs of backing away from their long-term project at Old Trafford and Sheikh Jassim out of the picture, it appears that the Glazer-Ratcliffe alliance will continue to shape the future of Manchester United, much to the frustration of many fans still dreaming of full ownership change.